Hello fellow dudes and dudettes, this is Octavian, or as some of you may know me, Big O. Today, I'm pleased to present the latest update to our low poly animated modern guns pack asset. And now that we've gotten the boring introduction out of the way, let's jump straight in. First, I would like to show you the brand new AG14W assault rifle we've added. This is the first assault rifle that we've put out with this asset, which we know has been a highly requested weapon type. That said, no request was in vain. We've listened, and here it is. It's got some seriously cool animations, but the model itself is nothing to scoff at either. Actually, let's just check it out. The AG14W was modeled, as we do with all of our weapons, after a custom mashup of pieces from different weapons. This means it is a totally unique and original gun that you can use in your games. That's pretty cool, huh? Speaking of models, there's a new addition in this update, folding Ironsights. We now immediately switch to some awesome new folding Ironsights as soon as a scope is equipped, which lets you see a lot better through it and allows us to enhance the weapon's silhouette even more. We don't only do this for a wonderful new assault rifle, but also for the already existing shotgun in the asset, the MAC-12, which has also received an update with some folding Ironsights. Well, cause why not? What do you think about this new addition? Do you believe it is a good idea to add this feature to other weapons as well? Let us know in the comments and we'll consider your feedback. In any case, the AG14W's silhouette is cool enough by default, but we actually have multiple Forestocks that you can switch between, either to add some customization to your game or just because you like one of them more than the others. We've been doing this ever since we first launched the asset, but I myself never ceased to be amazed by the difference it makes to see a weapon with the 3 variations that we put out. If we're talking about variations though, we can't ignore the fact that we have multiple different magazines, or clips if that's what you call them, though that would most certainly be incorrect for this one. Check them out. We have the normal one, of course, but we also have this awesome transparent magazine that really stands out. In case you need them, we're also now including empty magazine meshes, which will hopefully help you set up a system where bullets are hidden once fired. That's always an awesome detail in games. In fact, if you're looking for a system that already has this feature and more, check out our low poly shooter pack on the Unreal Marketplace. The link is in the description. I know, that was a sneaky plug, but I had to do it. You know I had to do it. We need all the promotion we can get. We're still a tiny 2-person company trying to grow. In any case, now that I've promoted our packs a little bit, we can move on to the AG14W's Animations, which are a very interesting topic, and probably the main one, in fact. I feel like I need to begin this part of the video by showing you the reload animations. They're so smooth and feel so grounded that I almost fell out of my chair when I first saw them. See those flicks? They're too real. They're too real, I say. My apologies, I get really excited with these. How do you feel about them? Do you think they're as cool as I do, or do you disagree? We love listening to your feedback, and we try to adjust what we do based on it. In fact, we've received feedback that you would like to customize the base firing recoil of weapons. This is one of the main reasons why we have started including multiple firing animations for each weapon. We are not sure where we will go with this in the future, but this is what we are doing right now. I also think it is very important to show you our holster animations. You might have seen them in the animation video we put out for this gun, but I want to show them to you again in case you haven't seen them. Look at that on holster, doesn't it look crazy? David and I talk a lot about how these are definitely the coolest animations he's made up to now, and I think this unholster specifically really takes the cake for the most tactical one. I suppose we don't really get to talk about this much since we usually make these videos a lot more formal. But I did think it would be a bit more interesting to start being a bit more open, so here I am, an open book. We get really excited at the prospect of making new weapons. I think that's one of the most exciting things we do nowadays, and that's why we try to make them as awesome as possible. We really hope you appreciate them. Moving on from that, check out this lowered pose. This one also looks pretty good, and the swapping animations as well. These are basically a separate set of holster animations that are better suited for playing when swapping between different weapons. As a final detail, I want to show you that all the camos in the asset work with this new weapon, as always. Not only that, but we've also added a brand new camo that we hope will be useful. Before we move on to the next weapon, the LRAF9, I think it's a good idea to mention the cool new smooth arms we've added in this update. These are basically a smooth version of the arms that could already be found in the asset, which we included by popular request. I find it interesting that so many of you wanted these. I wondered why that is. Tell us more about it in the comments if you can. We're always interested in hearing you out. And we're finally here. The LRAF9. This is the first rocket launcher in the asset, also the very first projectile weapon that we have. Well, it doesn't really shoot any projectiles in here, but it will in the integration. In any case, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about that in a different video. The model itself comes with an amazingly detailed zoom scope that includes an electronic display. The display itself isn't interactive, at least not yet, but it is a cool addition. It's also the most complex looking scope we've made up to date. Unfortunately, due to the shape of the weapon and the complexity of the setup, this is the only scope that will fit on it. This is definitely a bit of a bummer, but it is still worth it considering the quality of the scope. When it comes to attachment quality, the LRAF9 also comes with a custom grip. This grip is slightly different from the vertical grip that we have for all the other weapons, and also still looks really cool. There is no electronic display on this one, I'm afraid, but hey, it's cool. If you're interested in us adding more attachments, do let us know. Moving on from the attachments for a moment, I feel that it is only fair that I show you the model from outside of the first-person view so that you can see what it looks like in all of its glory. As you can see, it has some text on the side with the weapon name and lots of details everywhere. It has always been important for us to ensure that every model has a lot of personality, which I hope shines through in the result. Now that I'm showing you the model from outside, I might as well mention the lack of camouflage. If you've been paying attention to our other updates, you might be familiar with the fact that all other weapons have a camo, which this one seems to lack. That might be a bit weird to use, so let me explain what's up. To put it very bluntly and quite pragmatically, the camos just don't really look good on this weapon, at least not from our point of view, so we just disabled them by default. You can still apply them manually, no problem, they will work just fine, we just didn't think they were worth adding in the demo. What we definitely thought to include, and would never forget, are the incredible animations David made for this gun. I mean, look at this firing animation, isn't it insanely cool? In fact, you can probably tell that we also included some special particles for this. We thought it wasn't enough with just the model, the animations, and the sound, so we went above and beyond here. Aside from that, let's take a look at some of the other animations. For instance, here's the reload animation. There's only one of these, not two, as there's no specific empty state for this. It always reloads one projectile. The inspect animation is of course just as good as all the other inspects. This one has the added touch of having more weight to it, which sells the idea of it being a heavy gun. And the holsters are also super nice. The heaviness permeates the entirety of the animations here, which we hope you notice. What do you think about the animations? Do you agree with me that they're as cool and incredibly smooth as I think, or do you have a different opinion? Let us know in the comments, and in any case, if you want a more in-depth look at them, we have a video of just the animations for either of these weapons in the description, so make sure to watch those for more. Well, that's all for this video, my developer friends. Thank you for sticking around until the end. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, let us know your thoughts and suggestions in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates and content, and until next time.